In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the newest patch coming to Smite, and that is obviously patch 5.9, Dragon's Fortune, and this patch seems like I don't want to say a slap to the face, but like, everyone's been complaining that, it's all about skins and everything, and this is just going to be another skin patch, and it's not. There's really not that many skins in comparison to other patches, and they actually did a lot of updates to the gods and items, so everyone was pretty much wrong. First skin we have is Dragon's Light Sobek. Is that not working right now, or can I just not hear it? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I can't hear any of these. I don't know if you guys can or something's wrong with mine, but I'm gonna assume they're not working. Dragon's Light Sobek, and then we got Dragon Queen Scylla. This one is a part of the event. This one might be as well. I'm not quite sure. I forget. I was a little disappointed on the Dragon Queen Scylla when I saw it briefly in the patch notes. I thought it was going to be a little... It actually looks pretty cool in the card. I don't know. I'll have to give it another look. Sobek one is pretty cool. And then we have Electric Dream Nox. And when I saw this, I was like, another EDM skin. And I love the EDM skins, but I felt like they're pounding them out now. But they said that this is the last one for a long time. They're not going to be completely done with them, but they're not going to do one for a while. So... okay, I guess they can get one more out. What is it? Soothsayer, the Morgan, doesn't look too complex. Looks pretty standard. Pretty cool. Have to see it in game. And then Sobek also gets his mastery skins updated. We'll be doing videos on all of these skins once the PTS comes out. We have some updated out of combat trigger to be specific about their timing. The following have been updated, so that's a list of the stuff. Some like Bellona's Shield Bash. Actually, all of Bellona's abilities, Blink Rune, so like out of combat triggers and stuff like that. Fix an issue with the UI would replay the lock-in. Soul Reaver will now correctly cost $27.50. I guess there was a bug with that. Some more issues. New cosmetics, we have the Electro Raver global emote and the Electro Raver level up skin. I'm guessing it might come into a bundle with this. I'm not quite sure. New items to the awesome chest right there, as well as the godlike chest. Fantasy Point Store has some additions as well. And now we have a bunch of items to go, or a bunch of balances to go. Soul Reaver, the evolved form is getting a change. So as soon as you get the evolved form, you're going to have an increase in lifesteal. It goes from 10% to 15%. Hide of the Urchin gets fantastic changes. I love this item, always have. Love it this season even more, and now I'm loving it even more. So it decreases the stacks required to evolve it from 10 to 7. And it increases the protections per stack from 2 to 3. And it also decreases the amount of time it takes to generate a shield from 3 to 2. So just great changes, and I cannot wait to play it. They do kind of like nerf the other essential support items, which we'll get into a little bit later, but they also kind of buffed other ones. They're trying to not... The good thing with Season 5 is like the support started off, it wasn't as cookie cutter. Like Season 4, every support pretty much had a standard build. Season 3 mainly, and then now lately you've kind of seen that happen as well, so they're trying to get back to just, not the cookie cutter builds that everyone's used to seeing. Stone of Binding increased the passive penetration buff from 10 to 15, also gets a visual FX update. Talisman of Energy, I'm excited about this one, because I already thought it was a pretty decent item. It wasn't like super strong or anything, but it was solid. So now they're just giving us some more buffs. Increase the radius of the buff from 55 to 70, and increase the duration from 6 to 8 seconds, and then the max stack from 5 to 6. So nothing too crazy, more or less just changing the way it affects your allies, but really, really cool. Still love it. Shogun's Kasari, increase magic protection from 50 to 60, so just flat out buffing that. Not making it just an attack speed benefit, also trying to get some good magical protection from it. Sovereignty, here comes the changes I was talking about. Sovereignty gets a decrease from 50 to 45 in physical protection, and then Heartward Amulet gets a decrease in magical protection from 20 to 50. So the aura of Heartward goes down, while the base protection of Sovereignty goes down by 15. It's actually quite a bit. Now, to kind of counteract that, since those two are taking a big hit, what they're kind of doing is also limiting Titan's Bane and Obsidian Shard, so they're not just destroying supports and stuff like that. Decrease the base penetration from 20 to 15%, same with Obsidian Shard. So this increased the protection threshold for maximum penetration 40% from 170 to 200. So very high amount. Yeah. Shoes of Focus, getting some changes here, and I actually really like this. It increases the power from 40 to 55, as well as Shoes of the Magi. Now, this... Hold on, let me see this. They're saying they were looking at overall God performances, slightly underperforming compared to the rest of the God pool. Well, mid as a role to help mages better compete against... I guess just... I don't know why they would do it to both. I thought they were going to do it to just Shoes of Focus to kind of encourage that to be bought more, because really Kulkan is the only one I can think of that truly, benefits highly from it. But then when you just go ahead and give the power boost to Shoes of the Magi as well, it's like, well then yeah, we'll just stick with getting Ben Boots then, unless you're Kulkan. So, I don't know. Opwash getting a lot of love here, and I'm excited for this. Increased initial damage on his Corpse Explosion from 60 to 100 is now 90 to 130, so it gets 30 all around every rank. To compensate a little bit, decrease the damage per corpse from 60 to 160 is now 55 to 155, so not too crazy there. This really just helps out his early game a lot, because, especially for Conquest, because you start at level 1, whereas like other game modes, it's usually level 3, sometimes 5, I think. So level 1 Opwash and Conquest is atrocious, and this is going to help a little bit if you do want to play Opwash and Conquest. Chernobyl getting some buffs here, nothing too crazy. Decrease the mana cost on Crystallized Curses, used to be 60 to 80, is now 50 to 70. Also damage buff from 50 to 170 is now 70 to 190. Decrease the mana cost from 80 to 100 is now 70 to 90. And then the Into Darkness, just kind of fix some bug issues with that. And then Living Nightmare, remove the post-fire time from this ability. Used to be 0.2, is now 0, so you can fire instantly. And then also decrease the minimum air time from 1.2 seconds to 1 second, and then the max time from 3 to 2.6, so allowing you to basically just get there and start damaging quicker. It doesn't allow a god to create, or it's going to allow you to create less distance between you and the god once you actually get there to start attacking all around. That also fixed an issue where the traveling to a shadow could result player colliding into the wall. Calling, getting some nerfs here. Not too crazy. I'm interested to see how this pans out, though, because all it's doing is taking away the base benefit from his passive. So it decreased it. It used to be 5 plus 2 for level, is now 0, and then it's just plus 2 for level from that. So I'm interested to see that early game, how it affects him, how much it will affect him. And then Erlang Shen getting some pretty cool changes here. Spot Weakness getting a decreased mana cost. Used to scale up, is now just a flat 60 at all ranks. And then 9 turns Blessing, this is the big one. His increased taunt duration is now 1.2 seconds at all rank. That used to only be final rank 20, is now going to be at all rank. So I kind of feel like with this early game Kukulkan here kind of falling out, I think Erlang Shen's going to just kind of take his spot. Could be wrong, but I feel like that might be what happens. Hachiman, Heavenly Banner, gets decreased damage. Used to be 85 to 305. Is now 75 to 295. Also decreased the slow on mounted archery. It used to be 25 to 45%. Is now 20 to 40%. Needed Hachiman OP. He's not OP, but he's just super, super strong. That poke is just crazy. Neath, this is a interesting change. Increase base attack speed from 0.95 to 1. So Neath is probably, I would say, the most ability-based hunter in the game, right? I mean, Chiron's pretty ability-based, but Neath, I mean, just, this could make her super, super good, because this affects everything. This affects, like, percent scales to her attack speed. When you buy items, this affects, like, per level rank. This is going to affect a lot, and there was a time, I forget when it was, I want to say like midway season 3, where Neath was just like the top hunter. She was good in mid lane, and she was good in duo lane. She could even do solo. Like, she was just really good, and I'm kind of thinking, I'm not saying she'll jump back up to that, but this might help a lot. Not that Neath's ever bad. Neath's always a safe pick, but it'll be interesting to see how much this affects her just base attack speed in game. I might try and do like a before and after, just have like Neath with no items, firing at level 1 and 20, and then in the update firing, and see how like big of a change that's going to be. Nox, getting just some FX changes, so it shows you like if your Night Terror is going to explode early, kind of like Soul's Lane Clear does a little bit. Scotty getting a similar change here, increasing her base attack speed from 0.9 to 0.95. Nothing as, I mean, it's the same change as Neath, except Neath caps out at 1, whereas Scotty's only 0.95. And then Shibalanke now needs to deal 1,500 damage to gain 1 stack of Dead of Night, up from 1,000. And then his Poison Darts, this ability no longer consumes mana, or the cooldown if interrupted before any darts are fired. Actually, hold on. I thought this was the only one they announced in patch. I don't remember this being announced, but maybe this is the one that Pon was talking about. I don't know. Zeus getting some love here. Decrease the mana cost on his detonate charge. Used to be 90 at all ranks, is now 60 at all ranks. And then increase the lightning storm damage. Used to be 100 to 180, is now 120 to 200. Then my favorite patch, or my favorite change of this patch, Zhong getting some love. Maybe, just maybe, this means we get that Zhong skin next patch, because you give him some love this patch so people start playing him, and then you release that skin. I'm hoping. I can pray. Zhong, when was the last time Zhong? He only has like 2 skins, really. It had to be like 3 years ago or something like that. Demon Bag. And stacks are increased from 20 to 40, so doubling the stacks on his Demon Bag. And then decrease the protections per stack from 2 to 1 to compensate for that. So, nothing too crazy there. But he now gains stacks when witnessing any death, and no longer gains stacks from consuming marks. So your whole combo with throwing out the spells, that you still do that because that's going to heal you, but it doesn't. That's not how you gain stacks anymore. So that's going to be your main source of lane clear. And if you really want, you can just let the notes deal the damage, depending on how you level it up. Or if you need to heal, you can use it as heal still. But now how to gain stacks is just witnessing any death, whether that's minions, whether that's, Carpies, whether it's a buff camp, any form of death. As long as you witness it, it gives you a stack. And you need to get 40, obviously. Well, 40 is the max now. That's why they're doing those changes to go hand in hand. And also decrease the stacks lost on death or after using Recall Demons. Used to just completely clear out your stacks. Is now only going to clear out 50% of your stack. So huge changes to how his passive works. This is going to be super interesting. I cannot wait. I've always loved Zhong, but like he's just never gotten love. He's the forgotten god in Smite. Bring Zhong back. Bring him into the meta. And then finally, just to top it all off, Book of Demons gets a stun increased. Used to be 0.5 to 0.9. It's now 0.7 to 1.1. So that's not a small change either. That's going to do wonders. But that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like, hit subscribe for more content if you already haven't. Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat is down in the description. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing what all of these skins look like, because whenever the PTS comes out, I will do a skin review on all of them, as well as like all the new content that comes within the patch. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And until next time, thank you for watching.